Welcome to another episode of Diary of a Wannabe Comedian with me, Belle, a wannabe comedian. I actually have a story about a comedian. Ricky Gervais. He's just a superstar, isn't he? He really is. He's so... What's the word I'm looking for? He's so shrewd. He really knows what he's doing. So he's been complaining like nobody's business he's been complaining for a long time, but for some reason it seems to have exploded this last couple of weeks in terms of news. But he's been trying to get his adverts for Dutch Barn on TFL walls, TFL boards, etc., etc. Every time he submits something, it gets rejected because, well, by the sounds of it, because people think it's going to upset or cause upset. Maybe the woke mob are not liking it. And I can actually understand this because I submitted something to Twitter. Now, this was some time ago. And it was an animation that I did. And it was a spoof of Sapphire and Steel, which was a program that was in the early 80s, I think. I remember watching it as a baby, obviously. I remember watching that and I really enjoyed it, and I loved the opening credits. And it struck me that there's a real similarity between that and the COVID variants. So I did an animation using, what was I using? After Effects, I think I did it in. Or did I? No, I didn't. I think I did that in the basic Apple video editing because it was like magic to have been able to do that. I didn't even have After Effects then. Anyway, I made that. And I wanted to promote it because I was so proud of it. And I wanted to find an audience that actually remembered Sapphire and Steel and would get it. So I paid for promoting it for a brief period. I think it was about £150 they wanted. I don't know what that is in dollars, probably $200, something like that. And so, yeah, I wanted it promoted because I wanted to see how it would go down. Twitter rejected it. And they reject it on the basis that it would upset people. Like, you are kidding. I mean, I know it was not long after COVID and stuff, but I mean, we were all back to work at that point, I think. Yeah, we were. We weren't in lockdown or anything like that. So anyway, I took it to Instagram and Instagram said, yeah, give me the money. And they pushed it out. So not a lot. I mean, it didn't really get much traction, but I enjoyed the process of just seeing what would happen. So I understand where Ricky's coming from. People are making decisions about my artistic works and whether they would upset people or not. And it's just, well, it was just ridiculous because I still can't see how they would upset people. It is on my YouTube. If you want to go and find it, it's called Assignment 1, I think. And there is a playlist of just animation. So it's in there. It's fairly easy to find. It might even be on my website. I've got a /animation page. So laughingcustard.com/animation. You might be able to find it there as well. Anyway, what Ricky's saying is he cannot get anything on TFL. I get a feeling that it's just him that's probably blocked. But in announcing this, and with now news outlets starting to pick this up, he's had more exposure for Dutch Barn than he ever would have done if he'd have put it on the underground. Because he created a load of spoof adverts and they are now doing the rounds. So rather than TFL have something they could have controlled, they've now got a situation where they can't control it. And there's all these spoof ones going around saying things like, welcome to London, don't forget your stab vest. Although that's not so much a joke really, is it? It's more factual. And what was the other one? Oh, I can't remember. I know one that he did actually genuinely submit was something about have Dutch Barn because one day you'll be underground for good or something like that. Oh, I know another spoof one was have some Dutch Barn because it's your tube driver's favourite tipple. They're just so funny. Anyway, there you go. He's getting far more exposure than he would have done if he'd have just stayed arguing with TFL. And I think it's brilliant. He's so smart. The other bit of creative news I have is I was walking past, this was last week now, and I forgot to tell you, I think, on Thursday. I was walking past the Regency Cafe, quite a famous cafe. It's been in lots of movies. The most notable one is Layer Cake. There's a scene where a guy gets beaten almost to death with a teapot and ends up with boiling tea and tea bags on his face. That was Regency Cafe. Anyway, I walked past it last week and there was all film crews and bright lights and whatnot. So there's more recording going on in there. It's actually changed hands. It's a different ownership now. But I'm glad that they've kept it on as a cafe, and I'm glad it's still being used for movies. That just leaves us one piece of business left, which is an impossible decision. Would you rather get rich through hard work or by winning the lottery? I don't think that's really an impossible decision myself. What do you think? Much love and gratitude.